Well, welcome everyone to our New Year, New You workshop series. This is our second week in our 8-week series. And just as a reminder, we will not have a workshop on January 31st, but we'll roll over into February and continue on through the month of February. Same time, Tuesdays, 6:30 Central Time, and we'll keep rolling. So my name, again, is Dr. Barbie Phillips. I am a chiropractic physician for people and animals. I have a clinic called Creation Chiropractic, which is south of Fargo, Oklahoma. And I have been a chiropractor for 23 years. And we are always looking for ways to encourage our clients, help them with natural health and wellness. So hopefully tonight will be a wonderful, wonderful workshop, and you'll get some great tips. So my co-host tonight is Kathleen, and I'm going to let her introduce herself tonight.
Good evening. So good to see everybody here this evening, and it's so nice to welcome some faces that I've not seen before, and of course, seeing all my good friends is great. I'm Kathleen Oliveri. I am from Mississippi. I had a great career working at Mississippi State University, and I've retired from Mississippi State, where I worked in IT infrastructure and also taught some classes. In retirement, I'm still teaching classes, which I love to do. And I have been taking ASEA for a while. And let me tell you one thing I really like about what we're doing with this series is that we're offering and talking about concerns that really aren't of concern to me, friends of mine. And if we're not talking about something that you're interested in on this workshop, I can guarantee you we're talking about it within this 8-week time period. So we're very excited about doing this, Barbie.
Yes, thank you, Kathleen. So would you like to share what our topic is tonight?
Oh, exactly. Yes. So our topic tonight, is mental focus and clarity. Oh my goodness. So yes, mental focus and clarity. Well, I don't know about you, but as I get older, I'm 56, I feel like my memory and thinking just aren't what they used to be. Are you the same way? Think about this in your mind. Ask yourself these questions. And what about brain fog? It's a real thing. I mean, that brain fog can be so real for a variety of reasons, and forgetfulness or slow memory recall. It's like, oh, I can't think of that name or that place. Things just don't happen as quickly as they used to, at least for me. Well, if you answered yes to any of that, then you are among millions, maybe even billions of people who have some of these same issues. So first of all, the good news is you aren't alone, okay? Second is you're here, you're listening, and so hopefully you'll pick up some things tonight that will help you, because if you've started to notice some of those small warning signs, and if you don't catch those soon or early, they can actually grow to be bigger issues. I was actually having lunch today with a former student of mine. She's a graduate student at Harvard right now. And so she was back visiting, and she was having some problems recalling something. She was like, oh no. And so I'm going, you're too young for this. So it's really not an age thing. We like to think it is, but sometimes it's just not. So tonight is all about mental focus and clarity.
Great. Thank you, Kathleen. So we want to talk about some causes of memory issues, and some of those include things like overworking. Is anybody in that category like I am? So overworking can do that. Lack of sleep, lack of exercise can even be a cause of mental fog, because we release those wonderful hormones when we exercise that are helpful to our brain. Stress. Anybody got any stress out there? And then the stress can decrease blood flow to the brain and cause memory issues. So that is an issue as well. How about too much time on technology? Anybody guilty? The electromagnetic frequencies from technology can affect the brain. We talked about that on our workshop number 1 already as well. Toxins, pollutants, and chemicals, such as, the list is long, but think about your cleaning products. Do you have toxic chemicals in your cleaning products that will absorb through the skin? Do you wear gloves with them so that you can protect them from absorbing through the skin? Or maybe get something that's actually a little bit more friendly and not toxic at all. Very important. How about tobacco products? Tobacco products can be very harmful to the body. Insecticides. Anybody ever use insecticides in the summertime? Spray that all over them. We don't encourage that, because there are harmful chemicals on that actually can affect the nervous system and the brain. Poor diet. So poor diet can really play a factor. And then what about the makeup for us ladies that we use on our skin? Are we using a non-toxic, organic, or clean makeup, or do we just get anything over the shelf that can have toxins in them too? And then a big one is artificial sweeteners, Splenda or sucralose, that's the same name, aspartame, sweet and low, all those things can cause issues with thinking because they are a neurotoxin. And I will give you just a little thing that happened to me recently. I'm very good at looking at labels. And about a month and a half ago, I picked up some healthy English muffins because I was just in the mood, right? Didn't read the label, and I've been eating them off and on for about a month and a half. I thought, man, my brain is just not working. And for some reason, I picked up the label and looked at it. My healthy English muffins had sucralose in them. I was like, oh, that's what it is, because it can affect you that quickly. It really causes brain fog. So don't forget that. Kathleen, what about some symptoms that are a sign that we're having mental focus issues?
Certainly. So I always enjoy, don't y'all just love Dr. Barbie? Because every time I listen to her, I hear something new or something she's telling me. And so with some of the things that she's talked about, then some of the symptoms we're going to see: trouble sleeping. Don't just slough off some of these things. Really think about it. Trouble sleeping, low energy. Maybe you're fatigued and just don't know why. Trouble concentrating. A big one, headaches, unexplained headaches, and again, don't try to explain away things. Really, let's kind of look at some of the root causes of this. So headaches, irritability, worrying, depression, and even mood swings can really be some of the symptoms that you may be seeing. So remember that our brain does change as we age, and also mental function can change with it. So some of it could be age. However, we need to do our best to do all the right things we can to lead an active, healthy lifestyle. So as we age, it can be graceful.
Absolutely. So we've talked about causes of memory issues. We've talked about what some of the symptoms are. Now let's talk about how we can improve mental focus and clarity. So one of my take-home tips at the top of the list is getting enough rest. Get 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night if possible, because our body heals and restores while we sleep. How about exercising? We need to exercise, hopefully 5 days a week for 30 minutes. It's hard with busy schedules, but do the best you can because movement is life. And when we exercise, we actually release a protein called brain-derived neurotrophic factor. And this acts like a fertilizer to your brain. It makes it easier for brain cells to actually grow and the connections in the brain to grow. So super important to exercise. Eat a healthy diet. In that diet recommendation is reducing complex carbohydrates, packaged foods, and sugar products. Very important to do that. And avoid alcohol or excess alcohol, smoking, vaping, and drinking caffeinated beverages in the afternoon. So we want to look at those. Spend less time on the computer and the mobile phone, or if you have to be on them, take frequent breaks so that you can give your brain a break and your nervous system a break. And I know that some people listening to this are probably not going to agree with me or even like what I'm getting ready to say, but a big one, watches. Guess what? They are firing your nerves 24 hours a day if you wear them while you sleep. They're putting EMFs frequencies in your body, and I do not like them or recommend them for my patients. So that is my 2 cents on that. I do see people that wear those all the time, and it's like, let's be responsible. If you're going to wear them, just don't wear them to bed. Okay, that's my 2 cents. And then positive thinking and stress reduction is very important. Now go take a hot bath after work, read a book, meditate, pray, do something that's relaxing. We need that to restore, and create routines in your schedule. Sometimes we get out of routine, and I'm a super type A person. So when things get out of routine, it's very stressful for me. But I figured out why, because the brain loves patterns and routines and functions more effectively. That's why when things get out of routine or we have hiccups in our day, that we get stressed because the brain's trying to figure out what to do with that information. So create some routines and stick to them. Also take supportive supplements. And that is so important. And there are good supplements and there are maybe not so good supplements. The ones that your cells can absorb are good. The ones that are made in a lab where we have no receptor sites in our cells to absorb them and they're just passing through our system, not so good. They might be cheaper, but you're really not going to get a lot of benefit from them. So to talk about some supplements that can support you with your mental focus and clarity, I'm going to turn it back over to Kathleen.
Thanks, Barbie. Now, before I talk about these, I do want to mention a disclaimer in that the products that I'm talking about are not meant to diagnose, treat, or cure any diseases. Okay, so that is not the case. But let me tell you what I've been taking and how that has been helping me and how you might want to think about this for yourself. And this is the foundation of all the supplements that I take, the ASEA Redox molecules. To me, this is where it all starts. So this is something I do every day, morning and night. And I like this because it's redox signaling molecules. And if you're like me, I had no clue what these things were when I first started to take it. I'm so glad to be surrounded by smart people like Dr. Barbie, who really knows the science of this. But these are molecules that are made in our bodies. So these are bioidentical to what is made in our body. And they look at really 5 genetic pathways of how it opens up and helps our body. And that would be inflammation, autoimmune, cardiovascular, digestion, and hormonal. So those are the 5 areas of genetic pathways that it does look at. Another thing about the redox signaling molecules is that it helps our cells. Dr. Barbie mentioned how, things that penetrate our cells, that get into the cells and really work. This is one of them, and it helps with boosting our antioxidants, and it protects against free radical damage. So all in all, this is the base of everything that I do, that no matter what I'm taking or doing, this is the number one thing. This is the start. So this does help with your mental clarity and your focus, because it's helping the cells do the things they're meant to do. And our bodies are meant for clarity, and our bodies are meant to focus. And this helps our cells and our bodies do that. Let me talk about another one. And then I know Dr. Barbie's going to fill in some of the holes that I've left. The second one that I want to talk about is Redox Mind. Redox. Okay. Well, that's really neat. That is a word that really does carry a lot of weight in its reductants and oxidants. And again, Dr. Barbie can tell you more about that, but this is Redox Mind, and it comes in a little packet, and you just rip the packet open and mix it in water, or you can mix it in smoothies, other drinks, other beverages. The only thing you can't mix this with is alcohol. So don't mix it with any liquor of any kind. But this Redox Mind is really good for us. Number one, it's sourced really well. It's got all the ingredients in there to help us. It's like non-toxic, good, clean products. And Dr. Barbie mentioned that earlier about having products that had good, clean ingredients. And the Redox Mind does support the production of proteins, which is essential for brain function. It also helps contribute to antioxidant activity. We're hearing that again. And it helps the functioning of the brain nerve cells. Now, I take one of these in the morning, and my daughter, who's 28, who's having problems focus at work sometimes, she takes this too. So I just dropped off a whole bunch for her at Christmas, and she was very thankful about that. Some of the ingredients in this, we won't get too far in the weeds, but one of them is especially the red orange complex, which does help positively regulate glutathione levels. That is a good thing. The last product that I want to mention to you that I take is the Source. It's a ASEA Source, and these are capsules. So we've gone from a liquid, which is again the foundation, to the Redox Mind, which is a mix that you can mix with your drink, then to a capsule. And let me tell you about the Source. This is in place of perhaps a daily multivitamin. And what is so special about the Source is that it's made from whole foods. It's not just made from chemicals or labs, not to say there's anything wrong with that. It's just, this is made from whole food. So number one, that's where it stands out, is that it's sourced from real food. And a lot of our food supply and food sources, sometimes the nutrients aren't there. So we do need to take something that kind of fills in those gaps. And that's exactly what this does. The source fills in those gaps. It has a blend of superfoods, plant extracts, and trace minerals that are also good for you. And on the back, it also lists exactly what's in it. And I love a lot of these ingredients that it has in here, some D3, some other things. But this is, again, a really good way to help with mental focus and that clarity. So out of these three, I know Dr. Barbie has some things to maybe fill in to tell you some areas, but these are my go-tos for mental focus and clarity.
Awesome. Thank you, Kathleen. That was a very good description of those. We definitely want to point out that none of the products can harm the body, and especially like our ASEA product that is very, very important. We make that natively to the body, but we start losing those molecules after puberty and don't produce enough. So what the redox molecules do when you consume them is it replaces and replenishes the redox molecules in your body, which are so important for repair of damaged cells. So we start losing that whether we like it or not. Another point is that it actually is working whether you know it or not. You may want to take something perhaps for mental clarity and focus, but let's say you start drinking the ASEA product and it's not making a change right away. But what if you had a kidney problem or a liver issue that needs supported, or a heart issue? Again, we're not treating those things, but it helps your body heal itself. So it's going to go to the most emergency first. And that is so important to understand, that you want to continue to take it so that it has a long-term effect. Another thing to keep in mind is that if you quit taking it, your body will regress because you still don't produce enough redox molecules. And so the body will start to decline back over an 8-week period, is what studies show. And we want to make sure that doesn't happen. So staying regular with those doses is really, really important. Very, very important also to get with whoever recommended that you watch this video and make sure you're buying it from a reputable associate who can give you instructions and directions for your particular needs on how much to take. If you just take it and you don't take enough, or you take the wrong, the dosage, or not the right times, then it's likely not to work for you. So we want to make sure that you're talking to the people that can help you succeed with this. And then our ASEA Redox Mind, it comes in a 30-day box that in these red boxes, or you can get one that has the 3 different kinds of packets that ASEA offers and get 10 of each. So it is a compound effect. If you just take one box and you don't notice a big difference, that's okay, because the herbs and the vitamins that are in it are going to compound in your body. They're going to build up to where you can have a benefit in the future. So don't give up on that. They're also really wonderful to make smoothies out of. I love to do that, especially in the warmer weather. So you can make, kind of have fun with them, and they work great. The last one, the Source product, I have a personal experience on this too. I ran out. I ran out a few weeks ago, and I thought, I'll just get it on my next shipment. I had a patient that wanted some, so I sold my inventory to that patient, who's doing very well. However, boy, did I start noticing a difference in my mental focus and even energy levels not taking that. And sometimes we need those experiences to really just, hone in on the fact that they are working, and we need those experiences to remind us how good they're working. So, Kathleen, anything else you would like to add?
No, Dr. Barbie, I think you've done a great job of explaining a little bit more about the products and what we use them for. So no, I think we've done a great job of letting people know some ways that you can help improve your mental clarity and your focus.
Okay, the next thing before we end, we're going to end our call here pretty quickly. But if there are any questions, you can either throw them in the chat, or you can unmute yourself now, and we'll do our best to answer questions. Keep in mind that we are not going to answer anything that is medical related tonight. So anyone have any questions?
Thanks, Dr. Barbie. Thanks, Kathleen. Appreciate you being here and doing this. God bless.
Sure. Have a great night, Deb. Anyone else? I'm going to unmute everybody, or ask you to unmute. If you have questions, great, throw them out. All right. If not, thank you for being here, and we will be back next week, which our topic next week, Kathleen, do you have that in front of you?
Of course not. I'm looking.
Let's see, muscle and joint discomfort is
Yes.
next week. So that'll be a big one that we'll cover. All right, everyone, have a great night. Take care.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you.